Well, hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. Today we will be diving into a very exciting topic, building a global training strategy for scale, lessons from an award-winning learning ecosystem. This session is eligible for HRCI, SHRM, and ATD professional development credits. Now, before we dive into today's content, let me tell you about Brennan Hall Group and some incredible opportunities that could accelerate your career. Brennan Hall Group is a leading professional development firm that has been serving learning, talent, and HR executives worldwide for more than 30 years. We've advanced the growth and performance of millions of employees and leaders through our cloud-based platform, delivering evidence-based research, data, and certification programs that empower organizations to achieve excellence in every area of human capital management. Our impact spans more than 10 million employees and executives globally, supported by our comprehensive research library, strategic insights, and prestigious awards program. Below is a sample of the organizations we are proud to partner with. We have incredible learning and networking opportunities. We have 2 BRIC events scheduled for next year, our AI Summit on October 15th and 16th, and our Women in Leadership event on November 18th. We also invite you to participate in our research studies. Links will be available after the webinar, or you can always visit brennanhall.com. Once results are analyzed, all participants receive a piece of complimentary research and other exclusive benefits. All details and applications for everything I've mentioned will be available in a PDF you'll receive within 24 hours after this webinar. I'm excited to share more about the Brennan Hall Group Excellence Awards, 4 prestigious programs recognizing organizational excellence. The Technology Awards recognize solution providers in learning, talent management, and workforce technologies launching April 20th with a September 4th deadline. Our Education Technology Awards celebrate K-12, universities, and education associations transforming learning, following the same April to September timeline. The Excellence in Action Awards spotlight organizations of all sizes that prioritize employee voices and create people-centric cultures, with 2025 announcements on December 10th and the 2026 program launching in May. Finally, the HCM Awards honor innovation in training, learning, and HR, launching January 5th with an April 10th deadline. Whether you're an HR team, technology provider, educational institution, or organization committed to employee engagement, there's a Brennan Hall Group Award designed to recognize your achievements and evaluate your reputation in the industry. Speaking of celebrating our award winners, we host our annual awards gala at the HCM Excellence Conference. In addition to the celebration of excellence, the conference offers 4 days of session packed with research insights, proven frameworks, and award-winning organizations sharing their best practices on stage and throughout numerous networking events. We hope you'll join us February 9th through 12th in West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, before we move on, I would like to ask a poll question. So I'm going to open that poll and launch it. So based off the information I just went over, what would you like to learn more about? Our Institute membership, our awards program, or the HCM Excellence Conference? I will give you just a few more seconds to let you answer. Awesome, I see everyone responding here. So I'm just going to close this out. And I do have one more poll question for you. So, which phase does your organization most closely match for learning and development? Is it phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, or phase 4? I will give you a few seconds to read through these and answer. Awesome, I see some responses coming in. I know it's a lot of information to read. All right, I'm going to close this poll. Thank you for your responses. And I just have one more slide to get through and just a few quick things to know. If you have any questions during the webinar, please use the questions panel on your control bar. We'll be answering them throughout the session. We're also recording today's webinar, and you'll receive an email within 24 hours with the link to the recording and a PDF of the slides. The chat box is open, so feel free to share your thoughts as we go along. Your input makes this more valuable for everyone. I would now like to pass things off to Michael.
Well, hi everyone. Michael Rochelle, Chief Strategy Officer and Principal Analyst here at the Brandon Hall Group. Welcome. And we love talking about award-winning programs. And here to join me today is Sara, and I'll let you introduce yourself, Sara.
Yeah, so my name is Sara Cavallucci. I am Director Training Development and Customer Service at GS1.
Well, thanks for joining us, Sara. And I know we have an action-packed, award-winning program to go through. We're going to be breaking the program into two pieces. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the discussions guided by some excellence categories. So I think it ought to be pretty interesting. That'll be the strategic alignment, design development, implementation delivery, measurement impact, and feature and lessons learned from Sarah's award-winning program. So let's jump right into it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Pretty
So,
prestigious slide there, Sarah.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we are very honored. For us, it's always a big learning experience to join the Brandon Hall Awards because during the submission, we also have the opportunity to think about and improve for the next projects. It's an honor, it's a learning for us.
Well, excellent. Congratulations again.
Thank you. If you go to the next slide, I would like to provide an overview of GS1. So our organization is unique. So we are a neutral, non-for-profit organization that brings industry, government, academia, regulators, and association together to move the business forward. And we develop standard services solutions to help industry work more efficiently. And we say we create a common language of business. And our mission is really to make it easier for the world to buy, sell, move, and track products, bringing trust and also efficiency to business. We are well known for the barcode. So think about how many times a barcode is scanned daily. But we also offer many other standard services. For instance, to enable product traceability, visibility, trusted data, digital transformation, but also efficient supply chain across industries. And our setup, as I anticipated, is unique. So GS1 is a federated model of 120 independent member organizations located around the world, supported by a global office where I work. If you go to the next slide, training is a strong form of engagement for us. Think about our setup, the GS1 Federation, the member organizations, and the work we do with our industry partners. And training helps build a shared understanding with the industry, but also everybody uses GS1 standard services in a consistent way. In 2024, we published a new global training strategy to take GS1 training to the next level. And there were three main reasons why we developed it. So in the past years, we had built a solid global training foundation that gave us stability, practices, a lot of insights needed to scale and innovate. But also, we were in a moment where we all know the learning landscape was evolving rapidly. And, the new learner-centric technologies, the AI, virtual formats, smarter delivery methods were also changing the expectations of the learners and creating also new opportunities. And also the GS1 people needs were changing. So we need, as global office, we need to strengthen and improve the skills and capabilities of the GS1 staff in the federated model with member organizations, but also provide the member organization with materials, knowledge, and skills to engage with industry members. And the main request, the main need was learning the flow of work, make learning simple, fast, and also embedded in our daily routine. So this is why the global training strategy was launched, and today we have been doing a lot of progresses, and it's really a step forward for us to support the growth of GS1 globally. If you go to the next slide, I would like to give an overview of the three key strategic areas that are the target in our training strategy. So it's about readiness, community, and also innovation. Readiness, it's in the GS1 world, it's about making sure that GS1 people have the right knowledge at the right moment. So ready to use content was a big need, is a big need. Practical training materials for GS1 staff to improve knowledge and skills on GS1 standard services solutions, but also soft skills like leadership and other things. But at the same time, have ready-to-use materials to reuse while they engage with the industry. And also accessible, so they want a thing easy to use, available anytime, digital. And this is why we are improving our platform so user can engage with content in a quick and efficient way. The second area is community, and this is just one big strength. So if you think about our setup being a federated model, non-for-profit with member organizations, industry members, global office, the collaboration between the global and local training stakeholders is key. So this is really a strength for us. We needed to make it even stronger through new initiatives, stronger networks, and more regular exchange. So this is essential because, as you can see, in a setup like us, community accelerates adoption and also builds alignment across, this independent member organization, part of a federated model. And the third important area in the training strategy target area is innovation, for sure. Considering the new learning trends, the technologies, we are piloting modern training formats, but also to see what works best in the GS1 context. And we are also using data analytics to personalize training and make it more relevant for the different audiences. And if you go to the next slide, I would like to share some examples of the actions that we have implemented so far. As I said, the strategy was designed, published in 2024, and then we had the roadmap with action items that we are still implementing for 3 years. So here you have screenshot examples. But we have launched a new ready-to-use training content and several videos or short presentations, e-learning guides were created by leveraging AI-powered tools. For instance, something that was very, very practical and helpful for us is to support, for instance, a training plan with presentations, with speaker notes that could be immediately reused to run other training sessions with the industry. From the community perspective, you see a screenshot. So we organize virtual in-person workshops, we leverage our events, but also the virtual setup. Sharing best practices and creating spaces where teams can learn from each other. And we also pilot innovative ways of testing new tools before scaling them. Like, for instance, an example, you have a screenshot in the presentation. So our training platform is accessible via Teams for a small group of people because it's still in the testing phase. But this makes training super accessible. We use Teams for our daily exchanges. And if you have this team button, there is a global platform button in the Teams, so you can access e-learning modules, video plans, whatever, in a very quick way. And in addition, we are improving our Power BI dashboard connected to the training platform to help us make data-driven decisions on future materials. So as you can see, I also added infographic on something we apply as a part of the training strategy. We design ideas based on needs and feedback. We test new tools and solutions and formats with small groups. We refine and share what works more widely. So this is piloting, testing, scale, but not with the big impact in order to learn this more agile process. And if you go to the next slide, here I would like just to share an overview of what is our training offering. So we have a global training platform with 700 active users per month is an average. We offer more than 250 online courses, but we also offer live webinars based on the needs in different formats, covering all major GS1 topics. We have a catalog with courses that we deliver in person to the regions during regional events, also to establish this connection and adapt the training to the regional needs. And also we have active communities, specifically two on different focus areas, always training. One is more on the technology side, the other one is more on the training side, delivery and format. This gives you a sense of the scale and the reach of our global training ecosystem, its evolution through the training strategy implementation. And so these are not just numbers, but this is efforts, creativity, dedication of our global training community. And I would like to spend some words to thank the Global Office training team for everything they do every day to support the member organizations, and through the member organization, the industry members, and strengthen the training offer, and also for all the efforts put into the Brandon Hall awards and submissions and the passion, but also, all these achievements together. So I would like to hand it over to you, Michael.
Thank you, Sarah. That was quite an overview, and I know that there's a lot of information packed in there. So I think we're going to try to unpack it with some questions for you, if that's okay. And again, for our audience, it looks like we do potentially have one question. Let me start there. Megan is asking, Sarah, what LMS, LXP, HCM technology are you using?
So we have implemented Docebo that we call internally GS1 Academy. This is what we use. We have Power BI connected to it for data analytics. We have dashboard that is currently under improvement. Basically these two things. And as I said, the Docebo platform is also connected to Teams, which is our collaboration communication platform. But this is being tested with a group of people. Does it answer your question?
I think it does. Thank you, Megan. Let's start out with the first question. So we're just talking about strategic alignment. How did you align with the business to identify needs, and what advice would you give others?
So the thing where we started was listening to people before designing anything. I spent together with my team time with the GS1 member organizations across all the regions and targeting industry engagement people, so the teams that work closely with the industry, but also training experts. Also some CEOs, and what emerged was very consistent. They needed training that was ready to use to engage with industry, accessible, digital, and also this learning embedded in the daily work for the GS1 staff to improve their skills. This is why, this framework, Readiness-Community-Innovation, was born. And if you asked what advice would I give others? So sometimes when we want to improve, we want to innovate, we want to bring things to the next level, we start with platforms. So we start with technology. So we start with something specific. We started with people. We asked what makes your work difficult. We asked what do you need to make your work easier when you engage with industry, but also when you train your people at local level. We tried to listen without assumptions, which is not easy because sometimes, the global, the local, you don't have the same perspective. You may try to find solutions for them, but we really listen to all the needs. And then when collected through informal meetings, informal conversations, more formal requests, little surveys, feedback conversations in a very open and transparent way, other comments coming from official surveys. We put everything together. We analyzed the results in a structured way. And so we came with the need to design a new training strategy to improve training based on what I said. And this is really my advice. Start with people and what they need, and your stakeholders, specifically all the different groups, and listen, and then analyze the data you collect in a structured way without assumptions.
And who are your key stakeholders and how'd you get them to buy in?
Yeah, again, so the GS1 is a federated model and buy-in cannot be mandated. So we have a strong governance, but again, all the member organizations are independent, even if we work all together, and buy-in has to be earned. My key stakeholders were GS1 member organizations, training experts, but also their communities, their stakeholders across the federation, member organization CEOs, because for them training is an investment and it is something important. They need to receive support, but they also need to provide to industry, and internally our GS1 leadership team. I think, so if I think back, the most important step was involving the training experts from the member organizations, because early in the process, because they really understand the challenges and it's so we talk the same language, being training all of us. And how did we get their buy-in? So when we started designing the strategy, we involved these people in a kind of co-creation. So we started with a solid draft. So we need new technologies, the evolving landscape, their needs, structured, and then we started socializing a solid draft, but asking to co-create, asking feedback, asking, does it resonate with you? Do you have anything you want to add? Do you have anything you want to challenge? So I remember we ran some of these sessions, but also with the leadership team at Global Office to get their feedback, their input, and the different perspectives. So this really, and then we arrived to the GS1 General Assembly in June 2024 for, the broad publishing and awareness. So this, I think, the buy-in came from a kind of shared ownership where our training community felt an important role in shaping the strategy, and they saw their contribution, so they supported it.
And what's the design and development? How did you balance innovation with practical constraints?
So innovation was essential, but it needed to be practical, but also scalable for just one member organizations, a global office. And as I mentioned earlier, so we took pilot, learn, scale approach. For example, so if I share an example, we started testing, piloting AI content creation tools, like some that were in the market. And then we tested them at Global Office. Then we extended to a small group. And then we collected feedback and inputs. And then we assessed, do we go broader or do we just move to something else? So what are the feedback and the needs? Same thing as I mentioned with the LMS, with Microsoft Teams. It is being piloted internally. Gamification, some of the e-learning modules to understand engagement before expanding. We didn't come, gamification is now our new thing. So we apply it to some of the e-learning key things, and we through the analytics, we have been seeing the results, so the satisfaction. And another key element was, again, enabling this peer learning. For instance, we organized sessions where we provide the common baseline for artificial intelligence for training experts, and then invited also them to share, showcase what they're doing, but also share what they know. And this was incredibly powerful.
And what made the delivery unique?
So the delivery unit is that we had the strategy, but also a clear roadmap and a concrete action plan. And with very clear steps, what we deliver globally, what MOs can do locally, and also the sequence of activities to follow. So I think this is key in all the implementations. Have a clear roadmap, concrete action plan, follow up through the communities with them.
And then I know you talked about establishing the metrics. Did you establish those upfront with business stakeholders, or how did you
So
establish them?
yeah, no, this is again another thing we have a unique. This is because of our unique setup. So we are not non-for-profit. So ROI in training is not measured financially, but we defined success around engagement, satisfaction, capability building. And we have three key metrics. So member organization satisfaction with global training offering and services. And this is measured every year. Then we have also adoption and engagement through our global training platform. And we use, again, Power BI to track how many member organizations adopt the global platform, use the content, engage across formats. But we also, a global office, an employee development and satisfaction scores annually assessed. And in the last couple of years, so when we delivered the training strategy, it improved by 30%. So I'm very proud to share this. So these are still our key metrics.
And just to wrap up our session, Sarah, anything you want to share? Just one piece of advice for folks before we end?
Yeah, so my advice is really, go slow in the first phases to go fast with the implementation, invest time in building trust, listening to the needs, and co-designing with the stakeholders. So this is my key takeaway, and this is what I want to share with all of you.
Well, thank you, Sarah, for joining us. It was really informative, and thank you to the audience for your thoughtful questions and answering our polls. This is Michael Rochelle, Chief Strategy Officer and Principal Analyst. Thank you for today.
Thank you.